Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. For this video, I have about 7 topics, or 8 maybe. The first one has to do with Zelensky, who met Scholz and was snubbed by Scholz. No Taurus missiles and nothing about NATO. So we'll see how far Mr. Scholz will go, and it's all about elections. But hey, Scholz told Zelensky no twice. The second topic has to do with why the war in Ukraine will not end, and these guys will fight till the end to the last Ukrainian. Why? I will show you. Well, the third topic. Netanyahu orders United Nations to evacuate Lebanon peacekeepers. Does he have the authority? Who cares? Who's gonna say no? He's got the United States around. Well, we have Biden, the guy who's brain dead. I think he's just not there. The guy tells Israel that it should absolutely stop strikes on U.S. peacekeepers. It's exactly what he told them with, remember, with Gaza, with Lebanon, with all these things. They don't give a shit what Biden says. Nobody, not even his wife. So what do you expect? What happened? We're still in Gaza, right? Yeah. Now it's going towards Lebanon, right? And then it goes towards Iran, right? So it seems like the Americans are not trying to stop things, but trying to make sure that someone is doing a little sweeping operation. All right, that's another topic. We find out that an American mercenary was killed in a drone special operation in Ukraine. And this guy survived another missile attack about a year ago. I will show you some pictures of these guys coming out of the ruins like a phoenix. All right, I'm not for or against. That's his job. He went over there to fight for his principle or for his money. I don't know. I don't care. I'm just reporting. Here, if you, I mean, there are many rules out there, but one of the rules about doing something is like this, sounds like this. If things work, don't touch it, don't change anything. If things don't work, then you change. The Americans are possibly deploying THAAD, THAAD system, air defense systems in Israel with American personnel. Why? Why? Since the Iron drone dome worked perfectly last time. Or did it? All right. Next one. Biden to visit Germany quickly next week. The catch, there's not going to be a Ramstein meeting. That means, as I said before, when this guy said Ramstein meeting is postponed, Biden canceled because he has to take care of the hurricane here. He takes care of the hurricane. The vice president, where is she? On the trail, campaign trail. He has to be, Biden could be nicely in Tahiti, and these guys will take care, or they will not take care of the hurricane victims and whatever the situation is over there. So that's BS, and I said it was BS because these guys of NATO were afraid to show up at Ramstein and say, no, we will not give a green light to Ukraine to hit with our weapons targets deep inside Russia. So they found out saving face by canceling it, therefore postponing it after the elections. So they dropped the shit on someone else's lap, or then they don't have to answer. They're going to ask for your vote, and then they will do whatever they want for the next 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. They do it anyway. But that's a catch, and it's a funny thing. Biden is going to be decorated by the German government, but he's not going to be decorated by my friend Henry Ford I, who was also decorated by the German government. And I have pictures. Lovely. All right, and next one. We find out that the UK Defense Intelligence is very happy that the Russians did not use 400 ships in their latest major naval strategic exercise, but they used 300 ships. See, the Russians are losing. I'm going to explain what all this means. First, the UK Defense Intelligence can kiss my butt. I don't believe anything they say, even if that's true. Why? Even if there would be, not if that's true, I have to prove that's true. That's the point. So, by face value, no, I don't believe them if that's true. Oh, stupid that sounded, because it was stupid. All right, now we have Canada. We have Nancy Trudeau. I'm sorry, Justin Trudeau. And Justin Trudeau is very unpopular. I don't know why he was popular in the first place. Because of his father or his father? Which father? The biological or the legal father? Which one are we talking? They're both were famous, right? Right. So Trudeau says that Canada dissenting Liberal MPs seek to topple Trudeau. Hold your horses, don't uncork the bottle, don't celebrate. It's going to be another baboon. Don't worry about that. Why? They need baboons over there. They can't let people to really lead. And I'm going to talk about this and how Mr. Trudeau at 15 became the leader of the Liberal Party in Canada. How was that possible? Well, it was possible. I tell you how. In the same way we had George W. Bush being the president, the same way we got Biden being the president, the same way we got Obama president, the same, and possibly we're going to have Kamala. So all these baboons got elected. So the same way Trudeau. Why? They don't need people over there. They need people. All right, let's start with the first topic. This comes from Russia Today, from the 13th of October 2024. Zelenskys' demands, and I'm quoting, fell on deaf ears in Berlin. Bild. This is German tabloid, right? Deaf ears. For now. Remember, this baboon right here has less, if I remember correctly, than the alternative for Deutschland in certain kind of areas over there. So he's way behind. So his coalition with Baerbock and other baboons needs to stand. And how do you do that? You show even your imbeciles who voted for you. I'm not saying if you voted for this, you're an imbecile. Don't get them. But there are some of them are like, the big strata of the society fits the, actually 40% of our society has an IQ of below 86. You know what below 86 qualifies you as? So remember, you have 40% of a population, adult population, that is below 86 IQ. You know what it is? How can those guys operate? All right. You don't believe that? Do your own research. So let's go and see what Scholz told Zelensky-Stein. Germany's Olaf Scholz reportedly promised the Ukrainian leader nothing on long-range weapons deliveries and fast-tracking its NATO membership. I think that this decision will be made like this by NATO. No, we bury it with Rammstein. We cancelled. That means we're not going to make a decision. But I think the decision was already made under the table. A lot of things happen under the table. Right, baby doll? All right. So a lot of things happen over there. And I think they say, yeah, you're going to do it. You're going to do it with our guys. And when that happens, to strike deep inside Russia with our missiles, and the Russians will say, what the hell is going on here? The Americans say, and the Ukrainians, no, it was Ukrainian missiles domestically built. Remember those drones that they built about a month ago that Zelensky told us about? Now that's true or not, that's a different story. But nevertheless, remember, those were the ones. It was not us. That's exactly how they will do. They will not come out and say, yeah, it was us. What are you going to do, Russia? Boom, boom, nuclear weapon on their heads. No, I think the decision was made, and now they try to make it like Scholz somehow is a leader, and he has the power to tell Zelensky-Stein, who's got his balls, cling, 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 kong, 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 like that in his jar somewhere, I don't know, in Jerusalem or, Tel Aviv. Jerusalem. All right, so that's the first one. We find out why the war will not end. Unless there will be either an atomic bomb or there will be no more people to fight for these guys. According to Ukraine Forum, Partner countries confirm growing investments in Ukraine's defense industry. So some people, partners, look how happy these guys are. Welcome. There you go. Thank you. Thanks for coming. Yeah, welcome. So that tells me that obviously the West, the guys behind many hanky-panky, are celebrating war. These are the guys right here. This guy's gonna make money, this guy's gonna make money, and they tell us, the baboons, die for your country because the Russians are attacking you. France, the United Kingdom, Italy, and Germany have confirmed that investments in Ukraine's defense industry complex will continue to increase. You can add US as well here. This was reported by Ukraine's Defense Minister Umerov, the Tatar, on Facebook following meetings with the defense ministers of those countries, according to Ukraine Forum. I worked as a delegation led by President Zelensky. We held productive meetings and have strong support and guarantee agreements that bring our victory closer. Victory to what? To make money? All four countries confirmed the investments, that money and technology in Ukraine's defense industrial complex will increase, said the minister. Umerov discussed with the foreign colleagues, they're busy, they're like gangs, specific steps to increase weapons production in Ukraine and to establish joint ventures with European partners which would allow for the manufacturing of equipment, weapons, and ammunition for Ukraine's defense forces under a fundamentally new format of cooperation. You got? And you have, if you want to read further, right here what these guys are doing. I wonder, aren't these guys investing in cars? Are they building, I don't know, Renault, or I don't know, Citroën, or Mercedes, or Fiat, or I don't know, Lamborghini factories? Are they bringing anything over there meaningful? Or they don't need it now? We need defense because those guys, we are at war. Did they bring anything over there? Food? Clothes? Bring jobs in the real economy? No, Emil, it's war. So they have to do this. My friends, don't play full retard here, okay? We know who are the profiteers and the banks. How do you think those guys will be implemented? Those investments. Investments mean money, right? And technology. What are you going to do? Capital. Capital from the companies, and you're going to borrow. And the banks are ready for you to reconstruct you, to help you defend yourself. This is such a baboonish... but hey, the baboons are buying it. Remember, 40% of the population is below 86 IQ. Go and check out what does that mean. If we consider a population 100, as they usually do, 100 points, right, in the IQ. Intelligence coefficients. All right, let's move on. Let's see how Netanyahu orders United Nations nowadays. Why? Because he can. Russia Today. Netanyahu orders United Nations to evacuate Lebanon. Peacekeepers. Why? Because I'm going to come over, Red Rover. Remember, Lebanon is an independent sovereign country, and it's another independent sovereign country going over there with military, with tanks, with all those things. There are some peacekeepers for the United Nations, and these guys get off because we're going to accidentally queue up, like happened a few days ago with those two Irish peacekeepers. Remember? They were told to leave, vacate. They ordered them, and they say, no, we're not going to do it. I don't know how you say it in Irish, but anyway, that's the way it was. And they got blown by a tank. And it was the Irish people who did not listen, the peacekeepers, United Nations, under the United Nations mandate. What was their fault, because they didn't, execute the orders of the Israeli Defense Forces. So Netanyahu orders, according to Russia Today, let's see what he says. United Nations IFIL forces will be in danger unless they withdraw. The Israeli Prime Minister has warned. So it's like I tell you, I have a problem with your dad. I'm going to come and punch him in the face coming in your house because your dad has some problem with me. So I'm going to go in and tell everybody else. I'm going to use the bazooka. So everybody in the household, children, women, grandmoms, and all that, get out, vacate, because I'm ready to come over, Red Over, because of Daddy. Now you tell me, if that would be applied by anybody else, we would have this exploded today. Again, Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has demanded, according to the Russians, but how do you call that? That U.S. Secretary General Antonio Guterres withdraw UNIFIL peacekeepers from southern Lebanon, adding that by remaining there, they are providing a human shield to Hezbollah terrorists. Got it? Netanyahu told the United Nations President, or whatever you want to call it, Secretary General, it is time for you to withdraw. Says who? Fuck off. From Hezbollah strongholds and from the areas of combat. The IDF has repeatedly asked for this and has been met with repeated refusal. Yeah, because you are in an independent sovereign country, all aimed of providing a human shield to Hezbollah terrorists. Really? So those guys from United Nations, they provide shields. They have bases over there. These guys shot the base, the United Nations military base, peacekeepers base. They didn't shoot. Do you think the Hezbollah were over there? How many could have been? 5 billion Hezbollah were in that little base, or in those bases, or maybe 50,000 billion. And that's what, 50 trillion, right? Jesus Christ, my friends. What will happen? They will shoot at them. They will blow them. Not like blow them up. That's what's going to happen. Why? Nobody can do anything against these guys. The Americans are agreeing with that, even though the next article, Biden, Israel should absolutely stop strikes on United Nations peacekeepers in Lebanon. But there will now be no more UN peacekeepers. Did you hear what Netanyahu told them? Get the hell out. Biden, this brain dead guy, is not going to do anything. He's got a few more months and he's out. But in January, regardless, he was out 4 years ago already. But we didn't know that, or they didn't know that. So yeah, do you think that Netanyahu will listen to this guy? They don't listen to anything. Now imagine only like this: if there will be another country, I'm talking about the bad countries, like Iran, like Russia, like Venezuela, Nicaragua nowadays becomes very bad, like North Korea, like these guys, like China. This guy will talk like that. Do you think the Americans after a year will just say, hey, stop, come on now. Do you think that would be? I'm guaranteeing there's going to be sanctions. Look what happened to Russia in Ukraine. The first week, they started with sanctions. They thought the ruble will become rubble, and all that. They will destroy them. I mean, is that double standard? You know the answer. Let's go to the next one. Sputnik, foreign mercenary, wiped out by Russian drone in special operations zone. Russia has repeatedly emphasized that all foreign fighters on the side of Zelenskys' regime in the special operations zone will be considered legitimate targets by the Russian military. Nick Duckworth, a mercenary from the US, has been eliminated in the special operations zone, according to information circulating on social media. The gun for hire was repeatedly taken out by Russian FPV drone, which hit his vehicle in the Zaporozhye region. Duckworth was lucky enough to survive a missile strike by Russian troops targeting foreign militants in Kramatorsk in June 2023, media reports recalled. That's why I trust these guys a little bit more than the Western free media, because when the Russians said that they attacked with a missile and destroyed about 20 mercenaries in Kramatorsk, these guys said they were lying. It was, gathering of a, queer dance gathering or something. And here's a picture, screenshot of image posted by US citizen, by him, Nick Duckworth, on social media after Russia's strike targeting Ukraine's foreign mercenaries and military advisors in Kramatorsk in June 2023. So the Russians told the truth. So this guy is really, this is the guy. And here is the destroyed building that this guy shot in 2023 in June in Kramatorsk, targeting Ukrainian foreign mercenaries and military advisors, Westerners. So they tell the truth. This guy was not here to, eat some burgers or something. He doesn't look like he's using them. But nevertheless, This is what happened, my friends. A high-precision strike at the point of deployment of the 56th Separate Motorized Infantry Brigade of the Ukrainian Armed Forces in the city of Kramatorsk in the Donetsk People's Republic had eliminated up to 20 foreign mercenaries and military advisors participating in a staff meeting at the time, the Russian Defense Ministry reported then. And it was true. It was those guys. So whenever you hear the Russians destroyed, I'm not saying that it's always, but I want you to be skeptical, if you're not already. Be skeptical with the Russian media, be skeptical with everybody until you are able to verify. Really verify and confirm that the report is true. So when these guys are telling you that the Russians are hitting hospitals and kindergartens and old people and all that, is it possible? Yeah, 100% possible. Is it probable? Be careful. This is one of the evidences that was reported that those guys are just poor cadets who are showing up, 18-year-old guys over there or playing ping pong or something, or basket weaving PhDs from the America, they were doing over there. No, it was mercenaries with their, how they call them, the military advisors. Military advisors are Americans, French, Brits. Did you hear about that in your BBC? Did I tell you that, a few military advisors from Great Britain, military, died? No. Why? Because this is not free media. And they tell us about misinformation and disinformation, and we're not allowed Twitter and blah, blah, blah. Why? Because they are hiding the truth. They are lying by omission. Did they say anything about that? I'm not saying 100% the Russians, it was all that. This is a confirmation that this guy, who's a picture, he posted the picture. All right, move on. As I said, if things work, why change anything? Ba-bam. Sputnik. U.S. deploys THAAD system in Israel amid rising tensions with Iran. Report. This will be operated by the Americans. Would be if it's going to be deployed. Is a deploys, that's present tense, simple. So U.S. deploys THAAD. The Israeli Defense Forces are planning to retaliate for Iran's attack and expect support from its regional partners. This is vassals, not part. According to the Israel Army Radio, the U.S. is set to deploy its THAAD missile system, defense system in Israel. According to reports by Channel 12 and Army Radio, the move part of the preparations for Israel's expected retaliation to Iran's recent missile strike will see U.S. troops operating the system on Israeli territory. No doubt here. Earlier, it was reported that the U.S. continues to consult with Israel. No, receive orders. All right, but what do we have here? Sputnik, U.S. defense official, one person, says no decision made on possible deployment of THAAD system to Israel. Why are they even talking about this? The Iron Dome, the mighty Iron Dome worked perfectly, we're told. Just minor garbage from the Iranians. Right. And why would we deploy that with American personnel when they will be blown up eventually? What are they going to say? If they're going to tell you. Remember those advisors, military advisors, trainers that were blown up in Kramatorsk? You didn't hear from your media in the West anything about it. So they will not say anything about this guy unless if these THAAD missile operators, about 200 people, let's say, will operate and they will be hit and there will be American casualties, the Israelis will immediately trumpet. Oh, the Americans are dead over there. America, that's an act of war. What are you going to do? Are you going to fight Iran? For what? For, or for the United States of America? All right, let's see how Biden gets knighted. Ukrainska Pravda. Biden to visit Germany next week. Media. He's going to be right there. He's going to be carried out in his casket with all that. And he's going to be over there. This guy doesn't even look alive. Look at that hair. Jesus Christ. Even the hair wants to leave. So he's not going to have the Rammstein. He's just going to go over there, get his bullshit decoration and come back home. U.S. President Joe Biden is planning to visit to Germany next week, which was postponed due to Hurricane Milton. Oh my God. Sources. German media outlet Spiegel, citing an unnamed official in Berlin, European Pravda. The official reported that the organization of Biden's visit is already being discussed on the sidelines of the German government and security agencies. Right here. Spiegel reported that official meetings with German President Frank-Walter Steinmeier and Chancellor Olaf Scholz are scheduled for Friday, 18th of October. In addition to this, as stated in the publication, the program of Biden's new visit has been significantly reduced. So there's not going to be any Ramstein. And here, this is what you need to know. However, it is still planned that Steinmeier will award Biden with the Grand Cross of the Order of Merit Special Class of the Federal Republic of Germany. Why? For blowing up Nord Stream pipelines? Why would you give something like this? But hey, he's not going to get this one. Henry Ford receives the Grand Cross of the German Eagle from Germany in 1938. So Grand Cross of German Eagle, and this guy's got Grand Cross of the Order of Merit, special class. You know what class? So here he is, Henry Ford with a German ambassador. Look at that. Here it is, the Nazi, right there. God damn it. Good job, man. You're a man right there. Henry Ford receiving the Grand Cross of the German Eagle from the German officials, 1938. You see, I'm avoiding that because they were in charge of that country at that time. So, well, what can you do? What can you do? He was a Nazi. All right, let's find out how the UK intelligence services are downplaying the Russians' military capabilities. UK Defense Intelligence reports on Russia's first major naval strategic exercise in 2 Jahre, in 2 years. The Russian Navy exercise, OCAN, 24 strategic exercises, which took place from 10 to 16th of September, became the focus of the UK Defense Intelligence most recent intelligence review. All right, and this is what they say. According to Russian media, which lies, the exercise included around 400 ships. When they said ships, I covered that. What do you want, baby doll? Stop! Oh my God. Woohoo! I want you out. All right, not like that. So, when they said ships, then when the Russians said ships, because I covered that, they said about these warships, and then there are the supporting vessels, transport vessels. All right, but nevertheless, 400 ships, and how many? 120 planes, that's a lot, 7,000 vehicles and 90,000 personnel operating in the Barents, Baltic, Mediterranean and Caspian Seas, as well in the Pacific and Arctic Ocean. I think that's a big, big operation, or how do you call it? What do you call it? Exercise, strategic exercise. And we find out now the Brits tell us this, and I'm quoting earlier. Where is that? All right, here, and I'm quoting, the exercise did operate in these areas, but Russia has almost certainly grossly exaggerated these figures, as there are currently only around 300 vessels available to take part. All right, so from 400 to 300. Okay, let's say. So that is what? 25%, right? So the Russians exaggerated 25%, right? So let's say 25%. So you have, let's say, I don't want that to happen. You have a rape in progress, and you have a bad guy, and you have a victim, and the bad guy is gonna pump 75 times, and not 100 times. Is there a big difference for you? One pump, it's enough. It's too much. It's a crime. So if you tell me that this guy is pumped only, as this guy say, 300 vessels, all right, 75 times, or let's put it in the numbers, he pumped 300 instead of 400. How do you feel about that? I mean, you understand how imbecilic this is? Only 300 and not 400. Only 300, not 400. All right, I think I made my point. I don't have to go further than that. Now let's see how this imbecile is going to be kicked out, and another garbage with a different face. The same garbage with a different face will be in charge of Canada. Canada's dissenting Liberal MPs seek to topple Trudeau. He shouldn't have been there in the first place if that would be a serious government. I don't know, I was about to say serious people, but I realize I insult the people, and some of them are, no, that's not their fault. Canada's deeply unpopular Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, Nancy Trudeau, has faced pressure to step aside after his Liberals lost by election in Montreal and Toronto, and amid dismal polls. All right, well, he says at least 25 dissenting MPs have reportedly signed a document urging leadership change, with others voicing their support in a joint call for Trudeau to resign, according to the outlet. So the Liberal Party, Trudeau's own government, coordinating, okay? So, Y has been teeting on the ropes since the humiliating by-election loss of 2 strongholds in Toronto, the Conservatives, and Montreal, Bloc Québécois. Right? Now, Trudeau should not have ever been around that. He should have been a dance drama teacher. Sometimes paint his face in purple, or not purple, rainbow or whatever, something like that. That's the level, and that should be taught, if taught, to kindergarten, that level, not higher than that, because that would challenge Trudeau's abilities. This is intelligence, and this is his abilities right here, from here to here. Bang, bang, bang. The children would, So no, he should not have been there. How was he there? Now, Trudeau, his father, right there, his father, he was appointed, elected by the party of his daddy into being the leader of the Liberal Party. How old was he then? 30-some? That guy, a drama thing. Now, I'm not saying if you're a drama thing, you can't know shit. But I listened to him. I saw him. He always goes to this. We Canadians don't do this. Canadians are like this. Yeah, no, we are good people. And whomever dissents with what I say, you're a bad person, you're not Canadian. I'm going to get people, diverse people in our government. I don't give a fuck about diversity. I want the most competent ones. Right? So this guy, or whenever he goes about, remember when Xi Jinping got him on the sidelines on this G something, when they met, G7 or G7, G20, I think it was, and he said, hey, Mr. Trudeau, stop the bullshit, be more. What did Trudeau say? He did not engage in okay, what is this guy saying? Let's debate, let's use my brain. He just parroted everything that I hear him parroting when he shows up in the House of Commons, or whatever you got, but I think it's a House of Commons in Canadian Parliament, and he says the same thing when he's cornered. That we are good, we are Canadians, we are those, we don't do this, we are perfect, we're fantastic, we're kind. You have an invasion, my Canadians, the Canadians, okay? You have an invasion of your country. Now you have 40 million people, that's all you got. 10 million people are what? What are they? You fuck your countries as well, as these guys are doing this one. Congratulations. As Germany, Europe in general, Western Europe. I wonder why. Why not, I know, Zimbabwe? Because they're smart. Oh, do you think so? Or maybe we have some people who really, really, really don't like us. And they really, really want to fuck us up for past events. Don't they celebrate, some of them now, Yom Kippur? All right. Go and check out what it is. Or the Passover. Go and check out what the Passover was. The Egyptians, civilized. You got these guys with traveling over the Egypt one night, and they're celebrating that. Great job. Who were killed? Infants. That's what they celebrate. Oh, that comes. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong. Trudeau goes out, another baboon, good-looking baboon, is going to show up. I guarantee you that. Could be a woman, but it's going to be, good-looking. Look for that. And Mr. Poilievre, who I heard him a few times talking and so on, he should leave the antics of being and should start working for Canada, okay? I liked him, but I want to see what he's gonna do. He's talking, and he's very satisfied with what he says sometimes. Yeah, it's funny, good. Sometimes it goes to the point, but I think as here, these guys are on the same boat. Thank you very much. On the same team. Supposedly they're on different teams. Thank you very much. And there's the other guy. What's his name? Singh, whatever. With Trudeau, Singh, the whatever he is. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.